Hello, everybody. This is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports, coming to you today to bring you a little insight into who I am as a sports fan and what my interests are in terms of sports-related stuff. As you all know, I watch sports pretty religiously, but when I'm not watching sports, I also like to watch movies about sports. And I just realized a couple days ago that I only have 10 sports movies that I own. And that is because the age of VHS has ended, and I'm trying to rebuild my collection. But I looked at the 10 sports movies I have, and was actually quite shocked that certain movies that I really like aren't what I own yet. But I wanted to give you an insight of the 10 movies I have because they're gonna be really interesting to see. I'm not gonna say these are my top 10 favorite movies of all time, sports related, but I do enjoy watching each one for different purposes. I'm going to start out with Rocky Balboa. And this is the last Rocky that was made. Back, I think it was in 2006 already. Always enjoyed the Rocky series. At one point in my life, I had the 25th anniversary of the Rocky movies, 1 through 5 on VHS. So, unfortunately, because I don't have a VHS player anymore, I no longer own those movies. But Rocky Balboa, Rocky 6, as most people call it, really great movie. It's almost like a remake of the original Rocky. So, it's a very good movie. Like I said, I've always enjoyed Rocky, the Rocky series. So that's the first DVD I have. Second DVD I have, a lot of people may not remember this movie. It's from the 1980s. Never really generated the money or generated the good reviews that it should have. But I love this movie. Best of the best. Eric Roberts, James Earl Jones, Philip Ree, just a lot of great actors in this movie. It's actually a very good movie. I'm quite unsure as to why more people haven't seen this movie or why it got, such negative reviews. It has been well known, and I've saw this in an interview once, that this is Chuck Liddell's favorite martial arts movie. If any of you aren't familiar with who Chuck Liddell is, he is a former UFC light heavyweight champion and a Hall of Famer. And Chuck, I share the same thoughts as you do, because this is a great movie. Very great movie, very inspiring, very storytelling is the word I want to use. So next, and I know everybody has seen this, it's probably one of the greatest love stories that's around, that's in a sports related setting, and that is Love and Basketball. And I gotta tell you, Sana Lathan and Omar Epps, when they were younger, man, I think this movie put them on the map. I mean, they were already having somewhat decent success before this movie. But this movie, I really truly think that this put them on the map as great actors. Like I said, it's a great story of, you know, two different people, two different personalities. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised this landed up. I could find this. I was having a hard time finding this movie, but very, very good movie. If for some reason you have not seen this movie, check it out because it's awesome. Next movie is a movie that reminds me a lot of the old time wrestlers still wrestling in like the high school gyms and still trying to keep their fame alive, and that is The Wrestler. The movie that made Mickey Rourke famous again, the comeback movie, as they say. And I gotta tell you, if any movie ever showed what pro wrestling was like in a serious tone, it was The Wrestler. Not Ready to Rumble, you know, not any other stupid movie like, I don't know, Body Slam, you know, stuff like that. But this movie right here, Mickey Rourke, you know, this character reminds me a lot of Jake Roberts and Scott Hall when they were kind of going through the tough phases of their lives. But great movie. Yeah. Next is a movie about the greatest fighter that ever lived. Not Floyd Mayweather or anybody else. Ali. Will Smith does such an awesome job in this movie. You know, I was very, very leery about this movie because Will Smith has always been a comedian, always played in a lot of comedy roles. Wasn't sure how he would do playing Ali, but Will Smith played Ali so good. Like, I mean, just, you really got to see the aspects of Muhammad Ali's life before he suffered all the brain damage and trauma that he did. And powerful movie, very, very powerful movie. Can't say enough about it. So, let's see. Next. And I never thought I would say that I like a Tom Cruise movie, but Days of Thunder. The original NASCAR movie. This is long before Talladega Nights, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very fun movie to watch. Very, very entertaining to see the personality of Cole Trickle and Harry Hogg. Very good stuff. It's hard to believe how old this movie is. I think this movie was like made in 1990. I mean, so it's like almost 25 years old now. It's kind of crazy. Oh, wow. Favorite movie all time. Sports movie all time. Growing up as a kid. And I don't even have to say anything else. The Sandlot. And and I'm sure everybody has seen this movie at some point or another. And if you haven't, go out and watch it because it is the best kids sports movie you'll ever watch in your life. I can't think of a greater sports movie revolved around kids other than maybe the Mighty Ducks than The Sandlot. Sandlot is a phenomenal movie. Phenomenal. Movie that my mom always loved and she introduced me to. Um, this is actually based on a true story. Um, always gained a lot of respect for women after I watched this movie. I really never knew much about women being in sports until I watched this movie, and Tom Hanks is masterful in this movie because he's the coach, and this is a league of their own. And it talked about the All-American Girls Baseball League of 1943 when all the men were off fighting the war. Great movie. I couldn't have asked for a better cast. The cast in this movie of the women that were in here, I mean, you had, Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, Lori Petty, obviously Gina Davis. Just a great movie. And if you've never seen this, or you have a young girl at home who was born after this movie was made, show them this movie. This movie is such a great inspiration for women, such a great inspiration for women that want to be athletes. I mean, this to me was the biggest step and towards gaining recognition for women athletes. So very inspiring movie. Next movie is a movie I saw. I think here's over a little bit. About 2 years ago when this movie first came out. Warrior, and it was the first movie ever with a MMA based theme around it. I thought this movie was phenomenal. I thought Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton did a great job, and Nick Nolte knocked it out of the park again. I can't say enough about Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte has had some of the best roles in movie history. When I think of Nick Nolte, believe it or not, the one movie that comes to mind is another, favorite sports movie of mine, and that would be Blue Chips. Never seen Blue Chips. It stars Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway. Hopefully I'll have that movie in my possession soon. Good movie. I saw it in theaters when it came out and was very happy to get the DVD afterwards. And now the movie that to me that has the most significance to it, and God, I love Billy Crystal for making this movie, and I'm very passionate about this movie because I'm passionate about baseball. And 61. The movie about Roger Maris's 1961 season with the New York Yankees, chasing after Babe Ruth's single season home run record. And I gotta tell you this right now, when I think of the single season home run record, I don't think about Barry Bonds. I don't think about Mark McGwire anymore. I think about Roger Maris. This movie means a lot to me because Roger Maris didn't need steroids. Roger Maris didn't need performance-enhancing drugs. Roger Maris is he had one of the best seasons in all of baseball history that year. For most of you that don't know, because a lot of people don't follow baseball as closely as I do, Roger Maris isn't in the Hall of Fame. Roger Maris actually had a pretty subpar career up until that 1961 season, and I thought Barry Pepper did a great job, being Roger Maris, and Thomas Jane did a great job of being Mickey Mantle. I love how Mickey Mantle's true personality came out in this movie. Not gonna lie, I'm not a big Yankees fan. I'm not gonna claim to be a big Yankees fan, but 61 is, to me, the most underrated sports movie ever made. It is one of the best sports movies ever made, and completely kind of completes my collection of oddball sports movies. Like I said, trying to rebuild my sports movie collection due to VHS not being around anymore. But those are the 10 movies I have. I'm sure I'll have more eventually, but those 10 I'll call the Hollywood Sports Collection, because 10 great movies. A lot of them gained fame, a couple of them didn't, but gives you an insight to who I am as a writer, as a sports fan, and my personality of what type of sports movies I like watching and what kind of gets my interest. So there you have it. Leave me your comments below. I'd really like to hear from you on what your favorite sports movie is. A lot of great sports movies out there to choose from. So anyways, that's my ramble for the day on sports movies. Again, this is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports. Remembering, as always, controversy doesn't come without criticism, and we are your source for all things sports.